Welcome to Botched Off-Road. Join us as we talk about everything from gear reviews to trail stories, tent camping to rock landing, and all things to do with the outdoors. Today is a little 30-minute episode. We're going to talk about upcoming weekend plans. Little bit of Botch's housekeeping, I guess. That'll be near the end. So, yeah, we'll get right into it. Mark, what do you plan on doing this weekend?
Oh, we're doing beer night Friday, right, with the MST group?
That's the plan.
Okay. Well, we're going to do that Friday night, and then Saturday, one of our buddies, Shane, he's part of the Botches now, he decided to throw an event for us, and it's going to be a range day, and I get to bring out my grandpa's old single-barrel shotgun.
Yeah.
Which will be fun.
I'm getting out my my new muzzle loader that I haven't even put a round through yet. So that'll be a good time.
Got the old hear he on that bitch.
I mean, it is from 1891.
All right, remind me not to be anywhere near that bitch when you shoot it. But I'm sitting there. God, I was seeing a video the other day. Some guy's like, "Yeah, you want fucking scary home defense." Intruder breaks in and you just sees a cannon at the top of the stairs and you're wearing your fucking underwear packed in with fucking silverware and hear he just fucking blast the whole front door.
Yeah, that's a really old Facebook meme. I love it.
Oh, yeah.
It's the best thing ever.
Yep.
It's the perfect it was the ATF comes knocking on your door. It's perfect.
Yeah,
well, you guys are going to beer night. I didn't know that.
I think we talked about it in the group chat.
No,
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
That we did.
The only reason we didn't last weekend was Mark's truck.
Yes, my truck.
Right.
That
I
was
think
a
I went
two-
the week before.
Yeah, you
when
went
we
the
were
week
helping.
before.
Yeah, that was fun. I mean,
Yeah,
I got back
not
at
bad.
like 12:30, 1 o'clock, and I was like, yeah, I was fucking tired, but it was fun.
When they used to do it on Thursdays, I went one time, and I didn't get home till like 2 in the morning, and then I had to get up at 4 in the morning and go to work.
Yeah, no thanks.
I will say I'm glad they moved it Friday because I always worked out of town. So I was like, I really want to go to one of them.
Yeah, it was fun. I helped Derek figure out his front fog lights, and Derek actually won a set of nacho lights off of like an Instagram giveaway.
I remember
Fucking
him saying something about it.
super high quality lights, man. Those things are sick. They also weigh just about as much as a newborn baby.
A newborn? Yeah, it is about the same weight as a
newborn.
new porn star.
I mean, they're about. I want to say they're like 7 pounds, something like that. They
So
feel
like
heavy.
the same weight as JellyBean. Yeah, it sounds about right.
Yeah. Well, they're like.
That's why she doesn't dent the hood of the car she jumps on.
I have no idea who JellyBean even is.
Oh, dude, it's this fucking girl on Instagram and Facebook who's like super popular on Reels.
She's
And
really
she, like,
tiny.
She's really tiny and jumps on the hood of cars all the time, like really expensive cars like Rolls Royces and stuff.
Oh, I know who you're talking about now.
Yeah, well, she's an OnlyFans model, so she's a porn star, and so
Yes.
the lights weigh about the same as she does.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about now. She got new headlights here pretty recently. And not a fan.
I went to, at least this is marked NSFW or explicit, so we can talk about this. All right, let's get into it. I went to Aromi, which is a great place to find OnlyFans leaks, and the new headlights are pretty freaking terrible.
Yeah.
Like,
the headlights aren't good.
Her tiny headlights were way more attractive.
Yeah, it's sad, man. It's sad when people do mods on the bodies of their vehicles that
Their original mode of transportation.
when the headlights that were originally there were perfectly fine. And you know what? Some people like the old style incandescents. You didn't need new big fucking projector bulbs that, that just doesn't look like they're supposed to be there.
I like both personally, but like there comes a point when it just doesn't look good anymore. Like when you're putting a 5-inch round headlight on a BMW Z3, it just doesn't work.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
a BMW Z3 should always have smaller headlights.
Always. Doesn't make sense.
Or, like, I guess Miatas get away with big headlights, but the Z3 would look terrible with big headlights.
Miatas only get away with headlights is because they're more of like it's a hideaway headlight type thing. It's like,
Yeah.
it's like putting a sweatshirt on. You know what I mean? Like you can't tell until they pull the sweatshirt up, and then it's like, oh, look, they pop up. Like the pop up and down headlights. Yeah.
A lot of times there's saggy headlights. That's why the Miata gets away with it, because it's able to hide them by sagging them down.
Love this analogy.
Yeah,
on that note,
it works on all levels.
And on that note, we'll move on from
I have no input. I have no input on any of this.
Poor Mark.
Rest of the crowd. Why?
He's kissing his cross over there.
You see, dear listeners, some other off-road podcast, Total Off-Road, would put this all behind a Patreon and make you pay to get this content. We just offer it up to you for free.
Because it's not worth all that much.
No, it's not. It's bad. It's bad content. We're bad at content.
Yeah.
This is bad content.
Thought right up on the side, I guess. I don't know. We were trying to talk about plans for the weekends and got all the way to JellyBeans, so.
We went from off-road to guns to people.
Headlights. We were talking about headlights.
Headlights. Sorry, we were talking about headlights. I forgot.
Come on, Mark. No, well, for my weekend plans, I don't think Friday is in the books for me, unless I make a weird decision. But Saturday, I think I'm going to try to do the trail ride on West Michigan Off-Road's page. It's only like 35 minutes out where the starting point is. So, might try to do that. That kind of all depends on if Sienna's working and I have the kid. I can take the kid trail riding, but if he does get fussy, it's really hard to watch him, while I'm trying to watch what I'm doing too at the same time. So that all depends on Sienna's schedule. If not, I think I'm going to talk to Casey about that winch and try to run over and grab that Saturday at some point. Might happen either way, even if I do go on the trail ride, depending on when it ends. We'll see.
If you go see Casey, give him a hug and tell him it's from Alex.
I will. I won't tell him
Thank
it's
you.
from Alex. I'll just give him a hug. But and then Sunday is. I don't have anything planned for Sunday. I think it's going to be the relaxed day for us. We're gonna get some laundry done. Man, we had our pipes freeze last night, so.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I got home and I'm not going to talk about how our water pump is jerry-rigged or anything, but long story short, it somehow got unplugged, and the warming light that we've had on it all winter somehow burnt out, all within the same. It could have burned out earlier in the year, who knows, but it was doing just fine until yesterday when we tried to turn the water on.
Is your pump? So you have an outdoor pump house then?
It's like it's in the house. It's under the house. So that was fun.
I'll see if I have it down at the farm still, but I have a blanket it's like a heated pipe blanket that you lay over your pumps at the top, so that if it happens, you can just plug it in and it thaws everything. And it does. You can set it to its lowest setting, and it does a good job without having to worry about a light bulb. It does a good job keeping it warm.
Yeah, I think I'm going to end up buying some of the pipe tape and then just wrapping it around the housings and stuff of the pump and the pipe around it. And and we'll just have that kind of on standby just in case, because we didn't have this issue last year, but it got to -5 yesterday when I got up. and that's without wind chill. So it got pretty cold.
Yeah, we struggle with the pump out in our horse barn, freezing all the time. So we've tried quilted blankets, the quilted ones that are supposed to keep it warm. They
Charmin?
work all right. They're not great. Yeah, Charmin.
Charmin Ultra.
Yeah, basically. And then we have this heated one that like wraps around the pipe, and that does a rock solid job.
Yeah.
It'll actually melt the dirt around the pipe when it's frozen.
Yeah. No, it's an idea. I'll keep that in mind.
I think it was like $30 on Amazon.
Yeah. We'll take we had one of my cheap Amazon $20 heaters, and we just put it under there. It's pretty well enclosed. He's got like hard insulation around it with some blankets and tarps even around that to help keep it insulated. So it was just kind of a weird event. It's plugged in through our back window that goes into the house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not hardwired in. So the dog or something happened to where they had unplugged it. They stepped on the cord or something and unplugged it. It's been fine for 2 years, and just happened to be last night when it was the coldest day it's been this year yet. So, yeah, that was fun. We got that thawed out at about 5 a.m. this morning, and to our knowledge, there's nothing leaking, but nobody really crawled under there to check either. So,
I definitely let one of my barns get below 32 and blew a boatload of water lines for turkeys. So I get it. I know how it works.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of.
I did like $2,000 worth of damage to my sprinkler system. It's no big deal.
Yeah, it happens. There's been a lot of people at Gilroy's really coming in for water repair stuff lately, looking for PVC stuff, PEX stuff. And a lot of people leaving because we don't have the product yet, because so many people are buying the same shit,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Half-inch connections. People coming. I had a guy come in the other day who wanted faucet connections, and I told him what he's gonna need. No. I know what I'm looking for. I'm like, yeah, all right. You know what? Do your thing. I don't know anything. He got the wrong part. Came back the next day, and I helped him find the other part. And he's like, yeah, this is exactly what I needed. And in my head, I'm like, dude, that's the fucking part I told you to get the first time. But I just let it go. Then we had another guy come in, and he's one of those guys with, like, you just look at him and know that he doesn't know what he's doing. You could just tell.
Yeah.
He had like that side. He had that like those crossbody bags. He was in a black puffy jacket with Nikes on, and younger guy helping his older mother out, and they had an outside faucet freeze up, and it broke off just inside the hole going into the house.
Oh, God.
And he's like, I need a 1/2-inch like plug to go on this. And I said, oh yeah, I can find you a 1/2-inch PVC plug. Or I said, you mean cap though, right? And he goes, no, I need it to be like a plug to go inside of the 1/2-inch PVC pipe. And I'm like, huh?
So
he's like, yeah, I want a rubber plug. And I'm like,
oh my God.
I was like, explain to me how you think that works. Like, and I reworded that, but he's like, yeah, I just need a rubber plug that's got like the adjustable, like a boat plug. He's like, I'm just gonna put it inside that piece of pipe, tighten it up, and then we're gonna turn the water back on, and we'll just deal with it in the spring. And I said, no. I said, I'm sorry. I was like, that's not gonna happen. That's not possible. I said, one, we don't carry boat plugs that are under a 1/2-inch technically, because your inner diameter is going to be smaller. And I was like, two, that's just not how it works. I said, free advice here. I said, you're better off cutting that PVC pipe flush and then gluing a cap on it and then coming back to it in the spring. And he goes, yeah, but it's, inside the house. And I said, so how do you think you're going to get that plug in? Well, it's going to be a tight fit. And I'm like, oh God.
So, you know what would actually work really well in that situation? I've done it before. So, shark bite makes a really good exterior faucet
Yeah.
that is freeze-proof, and you literally just push it on and screw it down.
Yeah, his main issue is that the break is, you have your half-inch hole going into the side of the house.
Right.
The break is inside of the house.
Right. That's why the shark bite one works so well. You just drill out the hole a little bigger and then click.
Yeah, he was trying to do all this without drilling out that half-inch hole.
Oh,
He was gonna try to push the plug in to a broken PVC pipe. It was broken, and I mean, like, it was like a 2-inch, like, break. It wasn't like an even break or anything. And I was like, you're gonna have to cut that flush before you even get anything on it, or even if you wanted to do like, and you found some kind of plug to go in there like that, I said you'd still have to cut it flush to get it in there. I looked at the woman and he walked away because he didn't really like that I was telling him what to do, and I said, if you'd like my advice, I said go, if you have a basement, go into the house, see if you can find that PVC pipe. I said, and hopefully there's a shut-off for it. Up the pipe a little bit,
Right.
Turn the shut-off off, turn your main back on, and at least you have water, and then you can adjust it at this, in the spring. I said, at least you'll still have water, because they turned their main water off to the whole house because of that. So she's like, okay, yeah, I'll look. I was like, and then also, my advice is, flush cut it and either glue a cap on it for the spring or just redo it and insulate it with a pool noodle or some pipe tape to make sure you keep it nice and warm.
And
insulated.
remember to shut your exterior faucet off in the winter.
Yeah, so that was fun. And that's just part of all of this cold that we get in Michigan. This kind of happens every year. You have people coming in.
And this is how we start the Botches Off-Road Hardware Podcast.
Woo woo. We just go around and talk about the hardware store stories.
We could start a hardware call-in show where people call in, tell us their hardware problems, and we give them our advice.
Yeah. Did you know that we don't have any? What is it? Is it class 10? What is that? I can't remember the strength of the bolt.
Oh. Yeah,
what
you
I'm
don't have
talking
any
about,
grade 10.9s anymore.
I don't have any grade 10 metric bolts.
Yeah, I know. I know.
That sucks.
Which
we
sucks
have
because when it was True Value, they did have grade 10 metric bolts.
A whole different hardware bolt company that we're going through now, and it just wasn't one of them that they had offered. Although I will say they have a lot more specialty bolts. So they have like automotive bolts, body bolts, all sorts of different stuff.
The rubber washers that you have now aren't as good, but it's a give and take kind of thing because they have a lot more other stuff that the old company didn't have.
Oh yeah,
but
crazy
there's
stuff.
Some stuff that is kind of lacking now, and they like individually package so much stuff compared to the other company.
Yeah, so with the bins, it was kind of nice with. And I just kind of found this out today. So we got a bunch of boxes in from them of like screws and bolts and stuff. And I'm like, man, no fucking room on the shelves for these. I didn't realize that they have drawers for bulks like wood screws and stuff like that. And you have to take them out of the boxes to fill the drawers. And then you have to put the boxes in the drawers. I'm like, I didn't even know that. So that was kind of a learning experience today because I had a bunch of overstock stuff and I was filling up drawers today. All sorts of cool stuff though. But anywho, that's it's just one of the many things that happens in the cold weather, like flat tires and
diesel fuel freezing.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Wheelbarrows folding in half.
Yeah, dude.
God, I had one customer that came in the other day. Guy wanted a wheelbarrow. Told me he didn't have it out in the front of the store. So I looked for it on my inventory. Said we did. And we walked back out, and lo and behold, there's the fucking wheelbarrow. There's 3 of them.
That dude's an idiot.
Yeah, he had a turkey farm, and he said, yellow scares the turkeys. I have to have something that isn't yellow.
Dude,
I'm like, all right.
I believe him, because, like, I have a turkey farm, and the turkeys are scared of yellow.
I don't know what it was. It was really funny, because I got it. He got all checked out, and then I'm like, where are you going to put this? And he's like, on my truck. And he goes and throws the wheelbarrow on top of his frickin' SUV.
Yeah. On top of his 4Runner, I heard. It started a new trend, the rooftop wheelbarrow.
Speaking of which, Alex, did you get a new mod?
Yeah, I did. I saw this guy driving down the road with a wheelbarrow on top of his 4Runner, and I'm like, you know what? Rooftop wheelbarrow. It just makes sense. If you roll the truck, you can just push it on the wheelbarrow. And then on top of that, when you get to the campsite, you just pull the wheelbarrow down, and then you can go get firewood.
It also doubles as a waterproof, secure storage option for your duffel bags.
Yeah, rooftop wheelbarrow, man. I think it's a very underrated mod, and everyone should do it. It's way better than a tent.
Yeah, I mean, if you have those, like, those ski shells that you put your extra cargo in, it's literally that. It's the same thing.
Yeah, just cheap, about the same price. And with more utility, because you can roll your car on it. Like, it's easy transport.
And you can even use the wheelbarrow as a seat next to the campfire. Everybody knows that wheelbarrows make great seats.
Yeah, you could even throw a pillow in it to make it more comfortable.
Absolutely.
Dude, rooftop wheelbarrow, it's the newest thing. Everyone should be doing it.
I'm telling you. We all... This is so stupid.
And now the question is, who follows me on Instagram to have seen my rooftop wheelbarrow?
Yeah, we'll have to add some clip art here, too, for the new one.
Yeah, it'll be the chapter art for sure.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get off the whole folding wheelbarrow and hardware store. Let's talk about
let's get back to the folding wheelbarrow. Does anyone have and I mean, it wasn't a light wheelbarrow, it's a heavy duty wheelbarrow, and it just folded in half. Like, I was pushing turkeys in a wheelbarrow, and it was just like whoop, and folded in half. I think
the wheelbarrow we load our pea stone and our pea stone barrels about fall apart all the time we would use it.
Like, it's just the wheelbarrow had one job, and that's to carry heavy material as I push it, and it couldn't even do that.
Oh, yeah.
There's this crazy chick I follow on TikTok, and she's building her own underground tunnel under her house.
Colin Furze did this first, and there's so many people copying him now.
She's been doing this for years, and she is some kind of structural engineer or something, and she's building it up to code, doing everything by herself.
Yeah.
And she's like putting rebar in the ceiling and concrete and reinforcing it all.
Dude.
This is doing everything by herself, welding, grinding, all of it.
Look up Colin Furze video. He has so he did, I think, 2 bunkers now. And a tunnel that connects his bunkers to his house. Like, the dude's been doing this for like 10
now
to
it's
15
connected
years.
to an underground garage.
Yeah. Like, it's insane.
Yeah, so she's been doing that, and she's got a mine cart and everything that goes up and into her house, and then she takes all that rubble and stuff out, and the city ended up finding out because she's so popular, so she had to get everything like coded and stuff, and it's actually structurally like up to code. So she's waiting on all that paperwork to get back because she had I forgot who she had to get there, someone to take a look at everything, an inspector. And he's like, yeah, actually it's built better than up to code. Like, it's thicker reinforcements, they're all in the right spots. It was really cool. And so she was waiting on all that paperwork, and she didn't know what to do. So she's like, I think I want to build a castle.
Oh my
she's
god!
like-
and she's got all that rubble.
So well, she's got it's just like it's just dirt though, like dirt and rock. So she's driving and she's like, I don't know where I'll find all these blocks for this, and she finds this construction site with a bunch of fucking like big ass boulders in it.
Mhm.
She stops and asks them if what they're doing with them, and they're like, nothing. They're just sitting here. And she's like, well, would I be able to like take some? And they're like, yeah, we don't give a shit. Take them. So she came out with a hammer and a chisel and tried to start making her own castle blocks. And these blocks are like 3 foot by 2 foot, like big fucking blocks. She realized quickly that wasn't working well. So she's got an electric like dump cart, like a electric wheelbarrow basically.
Mhm.
And she wheeled out a generator and started looking up how to break blocks and what's the best way to like get nice even square blocks. And she's got like 155,000 tons worth of blocks now sitting on the side of her house. It's fucking crazy, dude. She is so smart, and like I look at the hard labor she does and I'm like, why?
Dude,
Why?
so if you ever get a chance to look up Colin Furr's video, he builds a hydraulic jackhammer that he uses because he lives in the UK, so it's all rock underground.
Yeah.
And he's breaking it up with this electric jackhammer or this hydraulic jackhammer thing, and
Yep.
he's just picking it out bucket by bucket. It's ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's just fun. It's fun to watch. Shit. God, we almost took up our 30 minutes already, man.
I was just gonna say, well, on that note, I guess it's time to call it.
We had such a fun episode this time. We talked about everything, just about everything except overlanding, but
Yeah, I mean, we talked about cornstarch and guns, and
Yeah.
cornstarch.
yeah, cornstarch.
Sorry. It almost sounded like you said cornstarch, and I'm like, hey, yeah.
I said corn stars, but
Yeah, right.
cornstarch works.
Yeah, man. It was
And now we're into YouTubers. Wait, we have a little bit of time left. Can we talk about Cletus and his NASCAR adventure? And how I think that it's a ridiculous step for Cletus to have taken, but I think for NASCAR, it's a genius marketing plan.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you look at Adam LZ, he joined the Formula Drift a while back, and look at the boom in popularity that Formula Drift got when Adam joined. I'm
Yeah.
hoping that works out for NASCAR the same way.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they've been struggling. I think they've been struggling with the younger generation trying to keep them engaged with NASCAR.
And
It's the reason
every
why
time
they did a race in the old Coliseum like they did in Cars.
that was the most boring race I've ever watched. But I mean, that's why NASCAR doesn't do themselves any favors. Like, they have a racer who does something new. He rides a wall halfway around the track. What
He
do
gets
they
in
do?
trouble for it.
They ban the move. Like, every time someone does something cool and new, they make it
Yep.
illegal.
Yep.
So how can they expect for the sport to continue if they just make it harder and harder?
Mm-hmm.
You know, we should totally start a racing podcast where we just talk about races, because I can do this all day long.
Oh, I know.
But you know, Formula One, they had what was it called? Formula One Drive to Survive or whatever it was,
Mm-hmm.
and that gave us more of a background, if you will, on the racers, and it gave the story to each racer. Whereas with NASCAR, I can't even tell you who races NASCAR anymore.
Oh,
the last
100%.
the last good NASCAR personality was what? Dale Earnhardt, Tony Stewart,
Jimmy
Jeff
Johnson.
Gordon. Like, but modern racers, I can't even. Oh, there's that one guy who supposedly had a noose on his garage door.
Was that
it's
Kyle?
just-
Oh, I don't remember his name, but I know who you're talking about.
Oh, and then we got Let's Go Brandon. Like, just NASCAR, they need to do something to reach out and make things more interesting again, because it's not fun anymore.
I think they're changing the wheel style to more of a 1-bolt.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's
and
about
the
the
other
only
thing.
thing.
There's like 3 stages to a race now.
Yep.
You can't go past a certain speed limit, if I understood correctly.
Like, I would be more interested in NASCAR if we could go back to like the 70s and 80s. Actually, if they would do a NASCAR classics and race cars the way they did in like the 30s, oh my god, dude, I'd watch that every week.
Yeah, I think they need speed. I don't think speed limits should be a thing. It's literally called a race.
Right.
Why
Yeah,
are you having speed limits? If you can
But no,
do a fucking loop going 280 mile an hour,
And you
then
can
you
pass
should be able
everyone?
to do it. Yeah.
We should
I mean-
totally start a race podcast like once a month though. Like I'm so down for that. Like
I don't
it
know
won't
enough
be
about it.
it won't be botches. It'll be I mean it might be botches, but it'll be botches race week or something.
Yeah, we can add that to our storefront.
Oh yeah, we have a storefront, guys. We have 3 whole products.
Yeah.
If you hate holding beer because your hand's always cold, we have a koozie. And if you like drinking beer out of a glass, we have those too.
We do have more
And
products,
If
but
you like
we gotta
stickers,
do testing first.
if you like stickers, we have stickers.
Yep.
Yeah. We have like 3 items right now. Our old store had a lot more, but we're working on a transition here.
Yeah, we have an internal store with products that are ready to be beta tested. So we just have to buy them and make sure that they're actually good quality before we decide to, sell them to people.
Right. But buying them takes
Money, and we're broke. back
money.
bitches.
Yeah.
So,
But on that note,
Yeah.
maybe check out the store, but you don't have
I'll
to.
throw it in the show notes.
Check out our YouTube, but you don't have to. Check out our Facebook and Instagrams.
Yeah, yep.
You should,
They're-
though. You should. You do. You should have to.
All of this is always in the show notes, so you can just go down and click it too.
Yep.
Yeah, and you can see more progress updates on some of this stuff, like the wheelbarrow truck or
The weekend project.
the weekend projects. We'll do some more weekend project updates because I don't feel like we do a lot of that on the social medias.
Yeah, I'm really bad at social media, guys. I'm really. I carry a flip phone, for God's sake.
Right. So, on that note, we'll see you later. See you next time.
Later.
Later.